Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, I am here to give you that warning I have given you many times before. Stop buying singles of Paldea Evolved. And I know at this stage, there are a bunch of people that are going, Wossy. We hear you, man. You've told us this about previous sets. We've heard you. We're not buying singles. The problem is, I am looking around, as I do every time a set comes around, and it's still happening, and it's silly, ladies and gentlemen. It is silly. Now, remember where we are at the moment in terms of the Paldea Evolved cycle, is we are sitting here, and we've just had pre-releases. Pre-releases have just happened. Well, that's a lie. Week 1 pre-releases have just happened. There will be a week 2. But week 1 pre-releases have just happened. Everybody's just gotten hold of these cards for the first time. And everybody is getting super excited. And everybody is doing that thing where they pretend that these cards are going to end up being worth way more than is sensible. And people are looking at the Japanese version of cards to try and make their assessment. And let's take Iono, right? Iono, Special Illustration Rare of Iono. This is the biggest card in the set. This is the money card, so to speak. This is the one that everybody wants to get. And if we look at the Japanese version of this card over on Card Rush, it is currently selling for 118,000 yen. That is a huge amount of money. 118,000 yen comes in somewhere in the region of around about $840. The Japanese version of Iono, the Special Illustration Rare, is legitimately an $840 card, and if you want to go and spend $840 on the Japanese version of Iono, fine by me. That is honestly not a terrible price. It's too rich for my blood personally, but I understand that some people want to pay that, and that's understandable. It is worth that much money. It just is. That is the price of the Japanese version. So what are we looking at in terms of the English version? Well, if I go and have a little bit of a look on eBay, we can see the first 4 listings there. We've got one for sale for $300, one for sale for $200, and 2 that are currently being bid, one at $160, but it's got almost a day to go, and one at $90 with 6.5 days to go. So people are clearly saying that this is a minimum $200 card. Now, you might be thinking, all right, well, see, that's all well and good, but the bids haven't ended yet, and the other ones are, for sale. What are people actually paying for this? What are they actually selling at? About $200, $250. Because the free solds we've got are $205, and then best offer accepted on $200 and $250. People are saying that this is about a $200 card as it stands at the moment. And my thinking here is the same as my thinking always is. Why? Why would you do this? Because we know this isn't real. We know this isn't the case. Although I should say, my usual caveat coming in here, I am not your dad unless you're Daisy, Archie or Ruben, in which case it's weird you're watching this, because you probably can't find it by yourselves right now, so it's probably years in the future. And if you're watching this years in the future, that's just weird. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm giving you my advice. If you want to go and pay for this card, knowing that you're overpaying, go for it, have fun. If you want to be, one of the first people to get this card so you can be one of the first people to grade it, again, that's absolutely fine. If you just want the card now and you're fine overpaying, again, that's fine. I am giving you my advice, ladies and gentlemen. I am giving you nothing more. But let's go and have a look at Miriam, because with Scarlet and Violet base, we had this exact conversation with Miriam. And it was actually selling initially for a little bit more. Here are free solds from around the pre-release time of Scarlet and Violet for $265, $255, and a best offer accepted on $275. You will notice that these solds for Miriam are higher for the pre-release of Scarlet and Violet than they are currently for Iono for the pre-release for Paldea Evolved, i.e., at the time of pre-release, Miriam was a more expensive card. It is now a $60 card. What has happened in the past 3 months is that it has gone from a $265 card, this is the graph from TCG Player, dropped precipitously, and it's now a $60 card. And that gigantic drop, where it went from $265 to $100, the really steep drop, can anybody guess what happened then? Yeah, that was a set release. That was when the Scarlet and Violet set actually released. And the second the set actually released, the card dropped pretty much overnight, literally overnight, from a $250 card to a $100 card. And the reason is, at pre-release, there just aren't that many of the cards around. There aren't that many people opening them, not compared to when the set releases properly. And there's a lot of fear of missing out, a little FOMO. So people go and they massively, massively overpay, and then the set releases, many more people actually go and pull the card, at which point the value absolutely craters. It happened for Miriam. It is going to happen for Iono. It 100% is going to happen. Now, I have long predicted Miriam is going to end up as a $50 card. That has not quite happened yet. It's kept at a $60 card. But then again, by the same token, we're not there yet. There's still plenty of time to go. Iono is different to Miriam, I will concede, because Iono is much more playable than Miriam. Miriam recovers Pokemon to your deck and draws free, which is good and has seen play, but Iono shuffles both players' hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and draws a number of cards equal to their remaining prizes. It is phenomenal disruption. It is a great comeback card. So yes, I absolutely do expect that Iono will settle as a more expensive card than Miriam did. I expect that to happen. However, it's not going to end up at this level. It is probably going to be, $100, I would imagine, is going to be the absolute top level. I would not pay more than $100 for this card, and I expect it to drop a little bit lower than that. Alright, Wassy, that's one card. What about the others? Well, Full Art Iono is $100 at the moment. That's what people are paying on eBay. These are the solds over on eBay. And on the one hand, you can go, well, alright then. You said you wouldn't pay more than $100 for the special illustration rare of Iono. You've said Iono is an extremely playable card. This is a full art version, so surely $100 is about right. And the answer is no. No, it is not about right. $100 is far, far too high. So let's go and have a look at the Miriam full art as an example. Now, I'm a little bit mad at Past Wassy for this one because I don't have any eBay listings from the pre-release, but we can still go and look at the graph on TCG Player and look at what's happened over the past 3 months. Well, not even 3 months, to be honest with you, like 2 months. And what's happened is that it started life as a $70 card, and it's now a $20 card. It dropped from $70 down to $20. Miriam, the full art of Miriam, is a $20 card in English. And this was a card, again, the pre-release was actually a bit higher than 70, but let's take 70 as a baseline. It's dropped from 70 down to 20. And again, there is a gigantic drop from 70 down to 30. Does anybody want to guess the exact moment the card drops from $70 down to 30? Yeah, it's when the set came out. When Scarlet and Violet dropped, when the set actually came out and was in stores, we saw a drop from $70 down to 30 almost instantly. Because of course we did, ladies and gentlemen. Of course we did. Why would we not? And this is my point here. Sure, there is an excellent chance that Full Art Iono actually settles a little bit higher than Full Art Miriam. That is absolutely possible. That would not surprise me. However, does anybody realistically think that with Miriam dropping down to a $20 card, Iono, the full art, is going to stay as a $100 card? And the answer is it's not. Maybe it ends up as a $30 card. Maybe it could really push to a $40 card. But I would and again, I can't see the future. All I can do is give you sensible predictions based on what we've seen in the past. If something truly unexpected happens, then yeah, it could be different. but the overwhelming likelihood is this is a $30 card at the most. So let's do one more. Let's go for Chien-Pao, probably the most sought after of the special illustration rares from the new set. At the moment, if we have a look over on eBay, people are paying $60 to $70. That is what Chien-Pao is currently selling for. Again, I'm not talking about, listings here. We're just looking at solds. This is what is currently selling for over on eBay. Okay. Well, it's the most sought after special illustration rare, and it's sitting there as like a $60, $70 card. Surely that's kind of good. No. That is massively over the odds. The equivalent card from Scarlet and Violet would have been Gardevoir. Gardevoir is an extremely popular Pokemon, more so than Chien-Pao, and Gardevoir came out the gate and was immediately a top-tier playable card. Like, at EUIC, it took second place, and that was right after Scarlet and Violet was legal. So Gardevoir was immediately a phenomenally playable card, and it's a super popular Pokemon, and initially, it was for sale over on eBay for about $100. We had 115 best offer accepted, 130 best offer accepted, and 85. These were sales from when the pre-releases happened for Scarlet and Violet. Let's go and check the TCG player graph for Gardevoir, shall we? It's a $30 card. Literally a $30 card. It was about a $100 card. It's now a $30 card. Once again, if we look at the graph, we can see that it's gone from 120 down to 30. Once again, there is a gigantic drop in price, which happened exactly when the set actually released. And I've shown you like 3 big cards from Scarlet and Violet. And I've shown you the graphs over on TCG Player. And one of the things that all 3 of those cards had in common was that the second the set released, there was a huge drop in value. Instantly. Does anybody actually believe that isn't going to happen with Paldea Evolved? And the answer is, of course, that's going to happen with Paldea Evolved. It's going to happen instantly. It is going to happen the second the set drops. Because of course it is, because it always does. So like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to pay over the odds, if you want it now and you're happy, then go for it. At the end of the day, it's your money, it's your decision, you do it. But I'm here to give you the warning I give you for most of these sets, and that is that you don't need to be paying these. Wait a couple of weeks, you will get your chase card significantly cheaper than you're getting it now. You'll save yourself a bunch of money, and it will be good. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know from me, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me which cards you are thinking about buying. Tell me which ones you bought at your pre-release. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Tobias DePrato, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now, almost a year, and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.